Oh, right, the art gallery thing. We also got sidetracked with that one investigation. Right. Okay, so we have to talk to the landlady without mentioning the fact that dude's dead. Got it.
Aunt May whiskey, brandy bucks. Quite a collection he had here. The chest has been searched.
Can't remember if we looked at all this stuff. Go talk to the landlady.
What's wrong, dear? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Can you tell me if anyone else has recently entered the flat?
Oh, you're talking about that limping man. I'm sorry I let him in. I was scared. And I thought maybe he would motivate you to find money so that you would pay your rent. No offense, dear.
Can you describe him?
Oh, so you weren't at home. I was so certain you didn't leave your flat that day. He was of average height, had a limp and a tattoo on his neck, and he was smoking Malpal cigarettes. My husband used to smoke those. They have a horrible smell I can recognize from a mile away.
Can I ask a favor?
Of course, dearie.
Please call the police and ask them to enter the flat, and don't look inside until they come up.
What? What trouble have you stepped in this time?
It really doesn't matter. Thank you, Mum.
Oh, cool. Alright. Mm, I clearly need to do something with that. Alright, that makes sense. I mean, it's obvious why this likely happened. We need to talk to someone about this, I think. Never remember. Yeah, inquire with people.
You're acting so strange today, dear. I hope someday you'll let me inside that head of yours.
Check outside of.
Phew, Sherry, that was close. But you did everything correctly. Now, take off your outfit. I can't let you walk around in a dead man's clothes.
Forcibly change me out. There we go. I was about to change myself out instead, but you know.
Do you know anything about this?
I cannot help. But I can sell your fancy suit.
That's not helpful at all. Have anything to say?
Poor chap.
May I ask you something?
Sorry, but I never heard of this.
They're unlikely to know anything.
May I ask for your assistance?
Sorry, but I never heard of this.
What do I want to ask about this? Step out of the way, child. You maybe?
Help me, please.
We cry for help. You do nothing. So when you ask for help, why should we speak?
And that's fair enough. Can I make myself look? Like a hobo.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
You're lucky to find me.
Yep. Uh-huh. Probably a bridge between Scaladio and Silicon. Got it. Like that's where we're headed next. Victoria Bridge. Bridge. So we're heading here somewhere. Somewhere around about. Didn't I select yeah, place on that? Oops. There. Let's do close to the Alright, let's we'll stay like this just in case. Probably doesn't matter too much if it doesn't tell us we have to be in disguise, but you never know. Doesn't hurt, I guess. Because we don't bumble into any important story cutscenes dressed ridiculously. Nothing with that one, okay. These city landmarks open up little investigations. What this, like, donation post thing is.
Beasts!
Uh-oh, there's some trouble brewing. what if we dress up in a nice police uniform?
Murderers!
They're completely livid. Murder! Beasts!
Sir, this place is off limits to the public. Please state your business or leave, or I shall request that the police escort you out.
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm from City Hall. They sent me to oversee the situation.
No, you're not. I'm the supervisor of the camp, and I'm the one who's handling the current situation on behalf of City Hall. Ronald Harlow at your service. Now, sir, tell me who you really are, or you'll have to explain yourself to the police. I have full authority to request they detain you.
Very well, Mr.
So much
Harlow.
for my...
I am a
This
private
guy's
investigator.
working.
I'm looking for a witness on my case. Sherlock Holmes is my real name, though.
A private investigator? Really? Even so, you're not authorized. I can't let you in, so please, step back.
Young amateur here. Nose. So he's a desk jockey that's been called in to deal with this, I guess. I'm gonna go with this one.
What about the murder that this crowd keeps shouting about?
It's mere assumption. I assure you that the situation is under the police's control.
I know you want to deal with this in the right way. You are obviously a professional and a responsible person, but you clearly have never handled a situation like this before.
I am handling it, Mr. Holmes. Don't question my capability here.
And tell me how you do it. You can't even calm this gathered crowd, and as for the police, they're not quite managing it either, are they? You consider yourself a problem solver, but until today, you've been solving problems sitting at your desk in a dark corner of a city hall room. Here, you need a more practical approach.
What are you driving at, Mr. Holmes?
I can help you,
I
obviously.
can help you to handle the situation if you're truly interested in solving things quickly and quietly.
And how exactly would you manage that?
Simply tell the police that I'm with City Hall and I'm permitted to investigate the scene. I'll work out the rest, but in return, I need your help finding my witness. She's a young refugee. She's with child or was with child recently.
Look, there is indeed a dead body inside the camp. So even if the girl you are looking for is there, all the refugees are now being detained and interrogated by the police. They won't allow you to speak with her, and I can't do anything about that until the situation settles down.
So it's in our mutual interest to settle it.
Oh. I suppose that things are bad enough that I ought not shy away from help. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell the police to allow you to come inside. Just tell me when you're ready.
Mr. Harlow,
First, tell
how
me
did the
about this camp.
refugees end up here exactly?
Oh. So you're not from around here yourself?
I've been away for some time, but I read the papers.
Yes. This whole story has been in the papers for almost a year now. They were smuggled to Cordona on a ship from Africa.
Smuggled? Then why didn't you deport them?
The smugglers managed to sneak them to shore and hide them inside an abandoned warehouse. When the police raided the warehouse and found the refugees there, the ship was already gone. We aren't even certain as to which ship it was. We have busy shipping routes with other colonies these days, you see.
So you decided to lock them up under a bridge?
There was no other option. We're still trying to work out what to do with them. I
I
only hope we'll find a humane solution and not put them on a raft and float them out to sea.
think
Mr.
there
Harlow,
were
what
probably
exactly
some
do you
other
do here?
solutions
What are
they
your
could have came
responsibilities?
up with.
What
you
I
know,
do and what I am responsible for are two different realities, Mr. Holmes. On paper, I am in charge of the camp territory, security, provision, and the refugees in general. What I actually do most of the time is knock on every City Hall door trying to obtain some funding, or at least rations for the camp.
The police here on City Hall's behalf too.
They are, minus those who came here after the body was found. The governor won't let the refugees disperse into the island, so there's a significant police presence guarding the camp. Naturally, they answer directly to the police. I have some influence here, but I'm not their direct authority.
I'm ready to take a look at the scene.
All right. Go inside the camp and find Inspector Tewkesbury. He's the officer investigating the scene. Tell him I sent you. Say you're an independent expert from City Hall. He'll fill in the details for you.
I'll find my way with words. Thank you, Mr. Harlow.
Alright, we need to use our magic eye.
Who isn't allowed to visit the crime scene these days?
I'm literally dressed exactly like you, buddy.
So they keep these refugees under a bridge like proverbial trolls. No wonder the people outside are so disturbed.
Who the hell are you? How did you get in here?
Mr. Ronald Harlow let me in, sir. I'm Sherlock Holmes, a surveyor of refugee affairs with City Hall. You're Inspector Tewkesbury, I presume?
A surveyor? What does that even mean?
In short, I've been sent to conduct an extensive report on the incident for the Colonial Office and to assess all the damage inflicted on state property.
Got it. Another paperworm sent to count money and get food for archive mold. Go on, look around, but don't make yourself too at home. As if I didn't have enough problems before you appeared.
Could you first tell me what happened here?
What happened? People from the bridge above the camp heard a woman screaming and saw a mass of refugees attacking a man. Clearly not a refugee. When the camp guards came by, the man was floating in the sewage canal with a knife in his chest. Bam. A murder. Big news for Cordona.
I'm sure. Thank you, Inspector. And none of the refugees were harmed?
One fellow was cut. He's lying over there near their kitchen. He's in a bad way.
You mentioned a woman screaming who attracted the bypassers on the bridge. Was she harmed?
No, she's all right, but perhaps the whole debacle started because of her. She started wailing and the refugees stood up for the girl.
And where is this young woman now?
Back there in the shacks, same as the rest of the refugees. She's been questioned by my men, but she's just some refugee girl. Can't understand much English.
Did you learn anything about the dead man?
The fellow looks like a thug. I've had dozens like him fished out of the sea over the past 20 years. Ever since these refugees arrived, there have been people on Cordona with bad blood in them. My best bet is that this thug had something against them too.
And no clue as to his identity.
He had some items on his body, but nothing to indicate who he was or where he was from.
I think I should catalogue his possessions in my records.
Go on. They're on the table near the body.
Do you have any suspects yet?
You're joking, right? I've got a whole camp full of suspects. And if you ask me, this bloke had it coming. Better bury him and forget about the whole thing. And now there's a crowd gathered at the camp, and my superiors say we must thoroughly interrogate the refugees. At least those who can understand any English.
Do you believe that your superiors wish to get rid of the refugees?
I think that both our superiors would rather keep the story quiet. Since that's an unaffordable luxury now, they're looking how to protect their public image. That's why I have to waste my time waiting for my people to turn every stone and befriend every refugee.
Lovely. Alright, well, we can find the dead body and...
Here we go again. Number of hours on Cordona before stumbling upon another dead body? 0.
A fresh crack, as if the crate was hit recently. Someone bled profusely here.
These events have fractured into so many pieces. But I know you can collect them all, Sherlock.
Police boots. Always happy to trample evidence. A man's footprint. A heavy boot with a worn-out sole.
Interesting. 3, this is 4.
A blood trail leading to or from the canal. A furrow in the ground.
3, what was good boy. 2 here.
A simple leather sheath. Perfect for a dirk. Malpal, soaked with salt water. £1,000. A fair sum, especially considering British currency isn't very common in Cordona.
Oh, good. My controller batteries are low. Where's number 1, I wonder? 8. 4, 3, that's 9 there, okay.
Clearly a left handprint here.
Okay, that body's number 1, got it. Oop.
A steel dirk, sharp. A common accessory among sailors and soldiers. I'd say the blade penetrated upward, however the wound is too messy to be certain. An interesting tattoo. Does it mean something?
Not yet, but I'm sure it will.
Coal dust under the nails. I don't see much coal around here. Heavy boots, with one sole far more worn than the other. This man was limping, John. Violent death. But this man, limping. Coal dust. I think we're onto something here, John.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate timing. All right, I'll be right back. Alright, fresh batteries here. Let's get back to it. One, 2, 3, and 4 we've looked at now. Plus 8 and 9. Find 5, 6. There's 5.
Oh, carnelian agate beads, a traditional African adornment. The blood sprayed off the blade after the strike. It might have been used as an improvised weapon. No
his
hint
walking
of blood
stick.
or impact.
Hmm. Number 7. Footprints.
Someone was dragged against their will.
The refugees have been detained and will not leave until all the circumstances are clarified.
Alright, we got the man.
The cut is deep, potentially serious if not treated immediately. He is in shock, feverish and dehydrated.
Sherry, you know first aid. Surely you have a duty to help this man. You can't leave him to certain death.
You know what? I'd like to understand.
What?
How did our dead man end up inside the camp in the first place?
Can I do anything here? Something to clean the wound, something to disinfect it, something to get it. Have to find stuff.
I'll use it to create a solution.
Okay.
Just washed. Better than nothing to bandage the wound.
Okay. I just need to find something to... something to disinfect it. Rub some dirt on it. Medicinal plant of some kind.
I can use this to stop the infection from spreading. I've collated all the ingredients, now to prepare the first aid solution.
Chemistry time. Alright, 6. -10 and -3, huh? Probably gonna be the closest thing. Let's see here. What can I make do with? Because I needed -3. -5. Take both of those. I'm guessing this multiplies the reagent's value. Great. Make another one of those. 6 and our -10, so now we need -3. See what we can do here. Let's see, we need to swap them. Then add. Mix these together. Result. Alright, let's go help this dude out.
Thank you.
This should make you feel better, my friend. Now remain lying down and drink as much water as you can.
Well done, Sherry. At least he won't die from the infection.
Can I talk to him? No. Okay. Talk to him, okay. Let's see if these other policemen have anything to say.
Can you satisfy my curiosity? Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
Whoops.
Are these the rations the refugees get from the authorities? How do people even survive out here? Are these the rations the refugees get from the authorities? How do people even survive out here?
If they find out about the passage, everything will go to hell.
Oh, passage, you guys? I'm not very good at those ones.
If they find out about the passage,
Situation.
nobody will know anything if you keep your bloody mouth shut.
The coppers smell fishy here, Sherry. Perhaps we should sniff around in the camp a little more thoroughly.
What? What kind of...
Sealed shut. I doubt our man could get through these grates.
smuggling operation of some variety?
Sherry, just look at this. Living quarters in a sewer. What kind of a genius bureaucrat came up with this idea? We have seen some dark places in Cordona, but this...
Isn't anything to investigate here. Around the camp. We should do this before we leave the camp to go to the place. Okay, so we have to talk to people about this.
Do you know anything about this?
Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
We were only just talking about it, sure, but fine. Yep.
May I ask for your assistance?
Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
You obviously haven't thought this all through. Or are you just annoying these people on purpose?
Oh.
Help me, please.
Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
You?
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
You obviously haven't thought this all through. Or are you just annoying these people on purpose?
Once again, John. What about you? Got anything to say for yourself? No?
You still here?
The guards at the sewers were speaking about taking refugees out of the camp. Do you know anything about this, Inspector?
Less than you do, obviously.
And this doesn't bother you as an officer of the law?
I can neither punish them nor put them on the right track, if that's what you're asking. Maybe your friends at City Hall could do something about it, but I seriously doubt that. To be honest, I'm sick and tired of being frowned on for my uniform. If those fine gentlemen you've eavesdropped on are in some shady business, that's on their heads.
Seems okay, so got it. Talk to this guy.
Excuse me, just one question.
Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
This guy probably just like me.
Back off.
Rude.
Could you help me?
Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
There are no others to ask. I've asked everyone. So figure out how the intruder got into the camp. The boat, probably.
It's unlikely anyone could get in or out of the camp by water without alerting the police guards.
Were there pulled? Oh, I see. We're bumping into them. That's it. Unless there's something up high. Oh, there's a ladder down there.
No, it's too short for these walls or cliffs.
No. Nah. Let's see what else we've got here.
A single Malpal butt.
That's a
Roadman cigarettes. A brand highly regarded by law enforcement officers. So there wasn't any sophisticated infiltration plan. The good old police just let the man into the camp. Now we have everything we need to get the full picture of what happened at the camp.
do we though.
Who isn't allowed to visit a crime scene these days?
I hope I'm not making a grave mistake in trusting you, Mr. Holmes.
Help me, please.
Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
There's literally no one else to ask unless this guy
Do you know anything about this?
Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
Time to check your who, what, and what, Sherry. Who are you asking, about what, and dressed as what?
Okay. Are you suggesting, John, that I should dress up like a scallywag?
Help me, please.
It's illegal to disturb an officer without a good reason. Ask someone else.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Sir, I would prefer not to talk to you. You obviously haven't thought this all through.
Are you just annoying these people on purpose?
Yes, I am now.
Is this familiar to you?
I'd help your friend, but I know nothing.
What about this guy?
Could you help me?
I would like to help a companion in misfortune, but I know nothing about this.
Oh, I am bored. Call me when you find the answer.
I mean, you don't have to butt in every 2 seconds, John.
Murder! Beasts!
Okay, let's see here. We tried that.
I hope I'm not making a grave mistake in trusting you, Mr. Holmes.
I need to see if I can talk to the injured man. I probably can't talk to him still. The one guy moves around, I didn't realize that. Okay. Criminal sheet didn't work. What about fancy lad? Traditional Sherlockian Holmes garment.
May I ask for your assistance?
Oh, I'm sorry, but that's beyond my knowledge.
How are you? Let's stay there, boy. There.
May I ask for your assistance?
I'm very sorry, sir, but I can't.
You obviously haven't thought this all through. Or are you just annoying these people on purpose?
Yes, I am. Also, yes, I clearly have not thought this all through. Fancy lady up here probably doesn't have anything to add.
May I ask for your assistance?
Oh, sir, I'm afraid I don't know about that.
Okay, well. I don't know.
Who isn't allowed to visit the crime scene these days?
I already talked to Tewksbury about it. If I'm just a normal dude.
May I ask you something?
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
You know, if these guys are in on it, what if I don't think I tried them when I was criminal man.
Help me, please.
It's too bad there's no fine for asking stupid questions.
Excuse me, just one question.
It's hard to say when I don't know anything.
This isn't working. You might need a different tack.
Not sure. Let's see if the internet can tell me anything. Outlines of a boat ladder. Or reconstruct the crime scene. I guess I was like 90% of the way there anyways. Let's go back to my police officer's uniform. What is different between those two? I absolutely cannot tell. Oh, it looks like he's taking a more defensive stance. Okay, yeah, I think it's probably that one. Come calmly out. Yep, okay, dragging around, got it. That seems more likely.
You're not even
Actually,
trying.
that one's probably
Sherry.
wrong.
Concentrate.
That's probably this one because he has to have the bloody handprint on the thing. There we go.
So, we have a thug who came to take a refugee woman with him. She resisted, but he dragged her by force.
I guess I like
One
the
of the
idea
refugees
of
stood
him
in his
getting
way,
kicked
armed
into the
with a
river
stick,
more.
yet he could do nothing against a cutthroat with a blade. The man didn't anticipate that the other refugees would intervene and stand against him. In the confusion, the woman managed to break free. The thug took fright and fled. He was stopped by the falling crates. He stumbled and fell, piercing his chest with his own blade.
Uh-oh, is that what
However, the wound didn't cause instant death. He managed to stand, but still bleeding, he lost his balance on the bridge and fell. Before all of this, the man had freely entered the camp through the main entrance. The police admitted him after they had a short smoke together.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. In our man's case, it's the same sword.
Talk to the two inspectors when you're done. These two, I'm guessing.
Could you help me?
Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
Are you able to help me?
Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
Everyone's looking at us, Sherry.
Are you able to help me?
Sure you know.
Unfortunately,
you
my
do.
casebook is empty on this.
Um... Who do I talk to now? You?
Back off.
To, well, these guys must be.
Mr. Harlow, your refugees didn't murder anyone.
What? Pray tell me what you've learned.
All right, listen carefully. This might solve one problem for you, but will create a few more.
Oh, well, that's a great start.
The man came to the camp intending to kidnap one of your refugees, a woman. What he didn't expect was that the refugees would stand up to protect the woman. A brawl had broken out. In the chaos of it, the man stumbled over those crates and fell on his own blade.
How do you know he fell on his own blade?
The wound in his chest was inflicted from an unusual angle. It was not an offensive stab, shall we say. The refugees didn't touch him. And judging by the blood at the scene, the intruder managed to raise himself but was unable to walk very far. He ultimately fell into the canal.
But how did he sneak into the camp? Why didn't the police see him?
And this is where your new problems emerge, Mr. Harlow.
What do you mean?
You're not a dull-witted man. You know what I mean. There is no feasible way to get into the camp without the police guards knowing of it.
The pile of mess I had to sort out has just become bigger, but somehow that doesn't surprise me. Anyway, I thank you for your help, Mr. Holmes. I'll take it from here. Meanwhile, I'll make sure the police aren't detaining the refugees any longer. You can go back in and look for your witness.
You think one small clerk can make any difference in this place?
Who knows, John? Just one ill-fitting cog could make the whole machine crumble.
You're disturbing a hornet's nest here, son.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. Doesn't that mean talk to people around you?
You're disturbing a hornet's nest here, son.
I owe you a lot, Mr. Holmes.
What a pleasant man this Mr. Tewkesbury is.
Yeah, talk to these guys.
Are you able to help me?
They often take us from the camps to work. Most don't mind, though. It's the only way we get a glimpse of freedom.
There you go.
So there's a smuggling ring in the camp. This wasn't the first time that someone freely entered the camp to take a refugee out.
At least it was certainly his last time. My gut tells me that we'll learn more about this ring when we find out where the thug came from.
Alright. Mission accomplished. In the most painful way possible. You.
You're the one who tended to our man's wounds. I thank you greatly. The police didn't allow us to help him.
The police will leave you alone now. I've proven to them that the man who came into the camp died due to his own foolishness.
Thank you for standing up for us. But nobody would help us without a reason. You're here because you want something.
Yes, I do. I need to speak with the girl drawn here.
The dead man came for her too. He wanted to take the girl away, but we won't allow her to be hurt again. What do you want from Naylor?
Naylor. She was hurt some time ago. I'm here to find the people who did this and bring them to justice. And to find them, I need Naylor's help. Will you let me speak to her?
Justice. There's no justice on this land. But you helped us, so maybe your words are not empty. You can speak to Naylor, if she wants it. But I will be watching you.
You're like a hawk.
Hello, Naylor? My name is Sherlock. I know someone hurt you. I am here to help. I'm trying to find the people involved and bring them to justice, please. There is a photograph, and I'm sorry, it is terrible, but I simply must ask. Where did this happen? What can you tell me about these people?
Christ, Sherlock.
Naylor, I'm sorry. I'm not very good at this.
You come here for me, but you are rude and cruel and condescending. A cross. The man had this cross. Now go away. Leave us be. I do not need another white man's help.
Enough.
Oh, glad that wasn't me.
Not my best work, John, by a long shot. Naylor doesn't want us meddling. I'm starting to wonder what this all achieves.
But she helped you anyway. Now we know that maniac's face and the cross he wore, we can still catch him.
Okay. We have not even found all the key evidence here.
You still here? I've already told you all I've learned. Your problem, not mine. I've already told you all I've learned. I've already told you all I've learned. Your problem, not mine. Your problem, not mine. Your problem, not mine. Go and bother someone else with this, son. Go and bother someone else with this, son. I've already told you all I've learned.
I mean, I know none of this is any good.
Your problem, not mine. Go and bother someone else with this, son. I've
Looking
already
forward
told you
to the
all
8
I've
million
learned.
pop-ups of Angry
Your problem,
John in
not
the
mine.
corner.
Your problem, not mine. I've already told you all I've learned. I've already told you all I've learned. Your problem, not mine.
The intruder has a most peculiar tattoo on his neck, 2 lines and a point. Do you know anything about it?
You really want to know, kid? Why? You want to play a policeman or something?
What,
I'm sure
the
you have it
uniform
in your
didn't tip you
records,
off?
so it won't hurt if I have it in mine.
In my records, it's just a tattoo, as it should be in yours. Ah, to hell with you. Suit yourself as to what you're going to do with it. Off the record, though, such tattoos are often connected to a man named Mr. Niccolo Bernadotti.
Bernadotti, you say?
A respectable businessman in Scaladio. His company imports goods and wines, and smuggles everything that can be smuggled between the colonies and the mainland. His people can be identified by an obscure tattoo, just like the one over there our friend has. But these are all merely rumors, you see. If Mr. Bernadotti was a criminal, he'd be in prison now. Or hanged, right?
Yeah, definitely. Alright, we found all the key evidence.
I owe you a lot, Mr. Holmes.
We found all the evidence.
You're disturbing a hornet's nest here, son.
Alright. I think those are archive stuff. Alright, let's go back to the old Sherlock. We probably want to go to, let's try City Hall first, I guess, and then we'll go from there. Dutch Renee, okay. Chronicle, City Hall, City Hall, City Hall. What did I have to do here? I Right. Could be something here. We go.
A large crowd gathered.
You see a little Sherlock.
I was here, young and passionate about the truth. Mycroft stood close to me. He was keen on my attending every official event, that I might prepare myself for the Crown service.
Lucky for you, that was the last time he did it.
There was a stage here, a tribune. The governor gave his speech there. He was lying through his teeth and nobody noticed, or didn't want to, but I noticed. I was extremely irritated by his lies. I shouted my opinions very loudly for everyone to hear.
The crowd went wild.
And Mycroft dragged me away.
Mycroft was angry but calm. He led me away from the stage.
Anything else here? Oh, further away? Okay.
He told me that I should keep my mouth shut, that silence is golden. I couldn't stand for that.
Behold, Sherlock Holmes's famous adherence to justice was born here.
Alright. You got a whole 5 buckery dues out of that. Let's hop into City Hall here. Looking for these 2 things. Probably not find this, but if we need to find like business records, we'll probably find those, I would imagine, here.
Have you found anything helpful?
Officials. Oh, here we go. I was not expecting to find this. British envoy in Cordona, huh? In Gladio. Yep, there we go.
What a lovely man this Bernadotte is, eh, Sherry? Can't wait until we get to meet him.
Okay, so we need to talk to someone about Thomas Norton here. We also need to go to this place, Eastern Spaladio. Bazaar Road. Near the crossing with Roman Road. Audio bookshop, eh?
A fresh newspaper? I wish you pleasant reading.
Mind if I do? Alright, should be somewhere around here. Alright, I guess that's not further down that way. Ugh. This place. Okay, yep. Bernadati Limited, there we go.
It seems they're not expecting guests.
I won't wait for an invitation, John.
These workers don't look like your average Cordona folk.
They're refugees from the camp. Porcelain friend for every child. Shipped from Cape Town. The wine route from colony to colonies.
That's our way in, Sherry. You go talk to that beef. I'll sneak up from behind and take him out.
Yeah, somehow I don't think that's gonna work. Let me just double check to make sure I'm not missing anything out here before I get myself into a scrape or something. Old-fashioned yeehaw. Heck, doesn't look like there's anything else here. Look at bananas. Random fruits. Okay, let's talk to this dude. He'll tell us to get out.
Hey, yo. This is private property. You lost something.
I'm here to discuss business with Mr. Bernadotti. I tried the front door, but...
Mr. Bernadotti isn't seeing anyone. You'll have 3 seconds to walk away or you'll never walk again. Capito?
It's in Mr. Bernadotti's best interest to...
1.
Listen, the man Bernadotti sent to...
2.
Alright.
I did try to resolve this peacefully.
Mission accomplished, alright. Looks like we got ourselves an action scene here. Now let's try not to shoot anyone in the face this time.
I'm coming.
Hey, be okay. Wrong button. Oh boy.
I couldn't miss the party.
Boy, I fucked up.
I'm coming for you.
No more crime for you until next month.
Yo.
Too simple.
Ah.
I'm coming for you.
Ow! Don't...
The snuff's ready.
Time I won't screw it up. There we go.
I couldn't miss the party.
Oh, accidentally shot him in the ass.
No more crime for you until next month.
We can overcome the
I'm gonna hurt you. Oh.
Too simple.
Give him the pepper snuff.
Don't cry, you'll live.
The snuff's ready. Time to knock this guy out.
Ah.
Too simple.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid shooting him in the head, which is why I didn't go for the head at first.
Don't give him the pepper snuff.
Generally don't want to shoot people in the face in this game. Anthony Harris, huh? Ew. Zebes, huh? What a Metroid reference, eh? Alright, let's look around.
Sherry, look. This seems familiar.
Masks, traditional for the Chokwe people of Central Africa. A Dogon statue from West Africa. A century old at least. VH Grindley Flow Blue Tableware. This is what lies behind the facade of Bernadotte Company Limited.
Oh, hey, what up?
No, sir. Don't hurt me.
It's all right. I won't harm you.
Like you didn't harm the folks on the way here?
They're alive.
An amazing piece of culture. I imagine many collectors and museums would be interested in having it.
Oh, whoa.
Let's see what's hidden there.
Ah. Why can I not expect anything else here? Oh, there it goes.
Vogel's stolen painting. Isn't it curious how it developed into a much more interesting case?
Oh, we found the painting, and also we found standing incorrectly.
Don't come any closer. One step and I'll shred you to pieces.
A likely story.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Righto. Yes. Yep. Well, excuse me, sir. I think I hear... I've got to... It's better I leave.
Whoa. Oh, wow. That was as if somebody put my words in your mouth.
There we go, we figured out standing again. Okay. Zeppelin related. Okay, can't get through any of these doors.
I suppose it's Mr. Bernadotte with our fine governor. "1875. It's taken a few years back. John, how many people in Cordona have a photograph with the governor, do you think?
You definitely don't have one.
Why, that wasn't at all what
Please
I
don't
asked.
shoot me. I have a family.
Ah, you'll be fine.
Spare me.
Ooh, fancy invitation to a ball.
So, you've cut through all the guards just to talk to me. Then come here, and we shall talk.
Hold on, first I want to examine your room.
Whenever you're ready. I'd hate to intrude.
He's got a fancier thing going on there. What about his shoes? Mhm. Uh-huh. I'm gonna go with Ruthless Crime Lord.
Bad news. The thug you sent to the refugee camp only succeeded in stabbing himself. His next and final journey will be to the morgue.
Hold your horses. Who the hell are you?
Sherlock Holmes. And you are Niccolo Bernadotti, a smuggler, kidnapper, and notorious cutthroat, among other things.
Few men would dare waltz into my office and address me like that. You are either overconfident or unintelligent. This is private property. Give me one reason why I should not shoot you on the spot. I am sure my friends at the station would call it self-defense.
Mr. Bernadotti, do you know the name Boniface Mercurio?
I do not.
Mercurio was a local artist. Recently, a man broke into his apartment, ransacked the place, and killed him. The thief was looking for something.
You are testing my patience, boy.
In a moment, the connection will reveal itself. As I said, your man was found dead in the refugee camp. He was there to kidnap a woman, but the other refugees intervened to try and save her. The ensuing scuffle resulted in the man's accidental suicide. He sported the same tattoo as your men in this building. In fact, it also bears a resemblance to the one on your neck. Care to explain what business your man had with this woman?
You have no idea what you are talking about. I can assure you this was no kidnapping. The refugees in the camp are on edge. What happened there is a tragic accident, one I am not responsible for.
For what reason was your man there if not to abduct her?
Why would I answer? You are yet to justify your presence in the slightest.
I was hired, privately, to investigate the recent theft of a painting from an art gallery. My investigation led me to a man from your organization, and thus, to you, Mr. Bernadotti.
That is quite a stretch. Why would I need to steal a painting when I could buy anyone I wanted?
Interestingly enough, I spotted the stolen painting in your storeroom.
I buy and sell a lot of things, Mr. Holmes. Unfortunately, if this is true, it is not the first time I have been sold stolen merchandise. I presume you were hired by the owner of the gallery. Tell them to contact me, and we'll sort out the situation. So, this painting is why you broke into my office. So many words, so little action. When you barged into my office, Mr. Holmes, I got the impression you wanted to talk business. Now I see you had come just to talk. Tell me exactly what you want, or get out.
It was necessary groundwork for what comes next. I have enough evidence to conclude that the gallery thief, the artist's killer, and the dead man in the camp are all the same person.
Your time is almost up, Mr. Holmes.
Before you draw your gun, there is one final detail I am yet to mention. The young woman your man was tasked to collect from the refugee camp had been defiled at a perverse masquerade party. That violation was captured in a photograph by Boniface Mercurio and used as a reference for his painting. The photo shows the attacker's face.
Finally. That's why you're here, Mr. Holmes. You have the photograph.
It is what your man was after when he broke into Mercurio's apartment, and it is what you're after too, isn't it, Mr. Bernadotti?
You have the photograph with you. How much do you want for it?
I am not naive enough to carry it with me, but I am yet to decide what I shall do with it. I know the man in the photo is a British envoy. What interest do you have in his downfall?
I must admit, I'm rather impressed by how comprehensively you have pursued this matter. And so, you deserve the honest answer. My business dealings are often arduous in their bureaucracy. A man in his position, willing to look the other way, could ease my work significantly. In return, I will make sure no one looks his way either. A favor for
And if he gets
a
out of
favor.
line...
Also known as blackmail, the modus operandi of any true professional.
It was not originally my idea. Mercurio set things in motion, extorting the envoy for the most trivial of ends. Money. In response, the envoy hired my man to retrieve the painting and the photograph, eliminating Mercurio's leverage. I only learned the whole story after the artist was killed in his home.
And rather than extricate yourself, instead you took over Mercurio's venture.
It fell into my lap. As a businessman, I simply seized the opportunity.
Yeah.
Now, how much do you want for the image?
I could not help but appreciate the collection of smuggled artifacts in your storeroom.
Let's talk
You
around this
have
for a little
rather
bit first.
diversified your business.
Oh, high and mighty of you, Mr. Holmes. Not all smuggling is immoral. I pay generous rates to developing cultures and spread their culture to eager buyers. And furthermore, I supply many immigrants with a taste of home.
A very convenient way of thinking.
I have traveled wildly, Mr. Holmes. I've seen people in far-flung lands for whom my services are a lifeline. Without them, they would starve. The tax on cargo is often so absurd that it would be more profitable to simply sink your ship than dock it in the harbor. And trust me, I am speaking from experience.
Why did you send your man to remove the woman from the camp?
Without a photograph, her testimony was the next best thing. Securing her was in everyone's interest. Victims and witnesses all too often disappear. I thought the girl was safer with us. I did not anticipate what would happen at the camp.
Sure.
I saw refugees from the camp at your warehouse. They work for you.
I have made certain arrangements with City Hall and the police. Thanks to me, refugees can work and be paid. It's a pathway to freedom.
And how much do you save by capitalizing on their cheap labor?
I have heard no complaints. They seem happy just to get out of that slum.
Why should I give you the photograph?
Just name your price.
What if my price were not money? You claim to have connections, Mr. Bernadotte. Perhaps you could improve conditions for the refugees. Give them a chance for a better life.
Ha! I do have connections, Mr. Holmes, but help the whole camp? You are asking too much. I could, however, make arrangements for one person. The woman who was violated will have her own home outside the camp, solely for her and her child. She will no longer be a refugee, but a princess. That I can guarantee.
Is that really possible?
It will be neither fast nor easy, but I can do it. She deserves it, don't you agree? And as for her abuser, he will serve me as much as he deserves.
So in your plan, everybody will be given their due. Especially you, Mr. Bernadotte.
Seems like a fair deal, no? I doubt anyone could offer you better. Simply give me the photograph, and the world becomes a better place. I give you my word.
What makes you think you can decide what's best for these people?
Such is the arrogance of British imperialism. I take your point.
Okay, let's see what we got here. I don't really like either of those choices right now, and we clearly haven't done everything we could. Norton profile. Who else would we talk to about this? Mr. Vogel, maybe? Let's go see about that.
The front door's now open, sir. You can leave through it. If you want, of course.
The Bernadotte Company Limited trade network reaches the most distant colonies of the Great Empire.
It must be very convenient for a man like Bernadotte.
Well, we clearly missed stuff along the way here. Somewhere along the way. Here, maybe? Oh, bananas.
An essential remedy against sea scourge on any ship.
And the wine we already looked at. What other evidence did we miss? Minor evidence. Can't talk to any of the people here.
This earthenware came a long way from the Staffordshire potteries. Bernadotte doesn't miss an opportunity to occupy every niche in the market.
But we now know that isn't actually... Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's see here. Where was Vogel? He was there. Okay. He's not too far. Let's go talk to him and see if we can get other stuff out of this here. I feel like something's incomplete with this case. It should be okay. He's a little further down. The bookseller.
Mr. Holmes, you've returned. Have you uncovered anything new about the theft?
I can either give him the photo or leave.
Not yet, Mr. Vogel.
What do I do with this? Let me see if I can find anything about this. Got an office in City Hall. Okay, so we need to go back to City Hall first, is what we need to do if we want to really... Well, that's what I was missing. Because obviously I needed to talk to someone about Norton, but I guess I need to talk to Norton himself. I guess it's obvious in retrospect that I should have looked in City Hall for the man that is an envoy.
Treasure maps from the governor. Find 8 and come back for more.
Treasure map, huh? Okay, well, that'll come later. Oh yeah, I'm starting. I probably passed by that door before too.
If you're here on matters of signing up for military service, come back tomorrow. Our department needs to straighten out some business.
Yeah. Gee, I wonder why. Yeah, that one seems to align more with everything else we've learned over the course of this case.
Why are you staring at me like I'm a Madame Tussauds figure? Didn't you hear what I just said?
On my way here, I was wondering whether you might regret what you did. I tried my best to retain at least a shred of faith in humanity. I had hoped that you would hear her scream, see her face in your dreams, or at least once ask yourself how Naylor might feel.
Who?
Neither of my hopes were fulfilled.
Why are you here?
I came to talk. I have a solid piece of evidence that proves you guilty of the violation of a young girl.
What kind of evidence? The silly painting? That's ridiculous. Rumors. Don't listen to a word of it.
I wouldn't call it solid if it were just a painting. I have a photograph that would be enough to cause a scandal at the very least, not to mention criminal consequences.
A photograph? Oh, so you've plucked up courage to finally come here. I won't pay you a single coin until I see the photograph for myself.
I'm not interested in money. I came here to hear your version of what took place. I'm not in the habit of making rash decisions.
Not in the habit? Well, it didn't seem like that from the letter you wrote.
I've never written a single word to you. That's not my style. I'm more direct. But in exchange for my patience, I demand your full cooperation. I need you to tell me everything.
Fine. I suppose now we have a nice long talk. Do you drink, Mr.
Sherlock Holmes? And I do not.
Shame. All the best discussions are accompanied by a glass of whiskey. But out of respect for you, I won't drink either.
Yeah.
Respect? That's an unusual word in your mouth, Mr.
Where are my manners? My name is Thomas Norton, a British envoy in Cordona on a military mission. So, where do we start?
You mentioned blackmail. Tell me about it.
All right. A couple of days ago, I received an anonymous letter. It said that in the art gallery at Caravansary there exists a painting that incriminates me. The blackmailer made it clear that if there is a painting, then a photograph exists too. And I should be wary of what it might do to my reputation.
What does the blackmailer want from you?
Money, of course. What else do such people want? Needless to say, I don't remember anyone taking photographs at the party. Up until the last moment, I hoped he was bluffing. But he wasn't, as you've just proven to me.
Show me the letter.
I burnt it as soon as I read it. I've left enough evidence. There's no need for any more.
Okay.
So, let's return to the beginning. What happened at the party?
I vaguely remember that night. As usual at such parties, you meet people, you talk with them, they invite you to spend some time alone with them. What can I say? I got myself mixed up with the wrong company, and somebody must have mixed some psychoactive substance in my drink. After that, it's all blurry.
I like the story.
I completely lost my sanity. I made a terrible mistake which I regret deeply.
You don't say. Do refugee girls often appear on the menu at those types of parties?
It's rather rare.
So you didn't attend the party to engage in an exotic experience involving a vulnerable woman unable to accuse you of assault?
I would never have planned such a terrible thing. What happened was just bad circumstance.
The painting that depicted you in the image of the devil was stolen by a mercenary. Did you have anything to do with it?
I might be a rotten person, sir, but hiring criminals for illicit purposes is not in my daily schedule.
And buying the painting in an attempt to hide the crime, is that on your daily schedule?
What would you do in my situation?
I would never put myself in such a situation.
You're young. I could never have imagined myself in my current position. Yet, here I am in front of you. We all make mistakes, Mr. Holmes.
Yeah.
And I'm no exception.
I mean, there's mistakes, and then there's what you did, man.
Boniface Mercurio, does the name mean anything to you?
He's an artist, right?
The one responsible for the painting that compromises you. I found him dead in his room.
Oh, that is bad. Wait, you don't think that I have anything to do with this?
You had motive to kill him.
Maybe I did, but listen. I know how this looks, but murder? That's on another level. I had thoughts that this Mercutio...
Mercurio?
Well, him, yes. I thought he could have been the blackmailer. But I was too afraid to make any hasty decisions. There were plenty of ways to fail by making a move, so I chose to wait. To see what he would do next. You have to believe me.
I don't believe people, I believe evidence.
Then look at the evidence. Mr. Holmes, I've built my entire career on hard work and uncompromising dedication to the Crown. I made a mistake, but I'm not a villain from some cheap adventure fiction. By putting me behind bars, you will benefit precisely no one.
Rotting in prison is the least you deserve, but I have a better idea. You will make amends and help the ones you hurt. Use your connections to help patriate the refugees, find them decent homes, give them jobs. There must be a meaning to your position and my decision.
Yes, all right, I can do that. So, will you give me the photograph now?
That's not all. Naylor deserves the very utmost of what you can do.
Help the girl? I can't risk the press paying extra attention to her. I will do anything except that.
I need to think this all through. Don't do anything foolish in the meantime.
What makes you think you can decide what's best for these people?
Nothing at all. Oops, I didn't mean to take a screenshot. Alright, so we can give this to Bernadatti, or give it to Vogel, or give it to this guy. Oh, great, that's cool. Or so I can either give it to Vogel or give it to Norton or give it to the crime lord. On the one hand, I feel like this is less evil than giving it to the crime lord. But Isla did make a good point. I think I'll go with this one. Let's go see Vogel again. I don't really think or believe that he is repentant for what he's done anyways. Why would he be? Although, I don't trust Vogel either that much, honestly. Probably doesn't help the sinister way they shoot the scenes every time I walk in here. You know,
Mr.
like
Holmes, you've returned. Have you uncovered anything new about the theft?
I've brought news, but not all of it will please you.
Fill me in, Mr. Holmes. I won't shoot the messenger.
I tracked down Boniface Mercurio.
I presume he wasn't delighted about the situation.
He was not having a good day on account of his murder. Killed in his own flat by the same person that stole his painting.
Oh, sweet Mercurio. Perishing in the pursuit of his art. How apt. I will miss his exceptional sense of humor.
I located the thief, but found him rather cold. He was tight-lipped about the painting, too.
Huh, he's dead. How very droll, Mr. Holmes. One presumes you were not responsible.
It was an accident at the refugee camp. He impaled himself on his own knife.
Life is nothing if not cruel and capricious. What about the stolen painting? Have you located it?
I found the painting, but I could not retrieve it.
Well then, where is it?
In Bernadotti's office.
Bernadotti? That shady businessman? Why would he steal it from me?
I'm afraid you'll have to ask him yourself.
I take it you found something more then.
I found the source of Mercurio's artistic inspiration. A photograph. What troubled me was that the sexual act captured was non-consensual.
She was violated? Dear God, how despicable.
Her abuser was in fact the British envoy. Mercurio took a picture of him committing the atrocity and then used it as artistic inspiration.
I had no idea a mere break-in would eventually expose such barbarity.
Mr. Vogel, I want you to make everything public, including the photograph. I'm sure you have a connection at the Cordona Chronicle.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Loyal to your own truth till the end. Yes, I'm acquainted with the staff of the Chronicle. The story is sensational, and will surely draw attention to the gallery. But you must be aware that exposing the scandal will further hurt the victim. Does that not bother you?
No matter what one does, the truth tends to come out, as well it should. I won't be the one to stand in its way.
Though it's only your subjective truth being exposed. Not that I'm judging. It's perfectly reasonable for everyone to have their own views.
When you called me, you knew exactly what you would get.
Oh, but I'm not like you, Mr. Holmes. I cannot be sure of anything. Regardless, I must thank you, for art's sake. Well, now that we've resolved all of our outstanding matters, I have a gift for you. I took the liberty of having it delivered to Stonewood Manor. I am told it belonged to your mother.
And what exactly have you sent me?
Frankly, I'm not sure how to answer that. I trust you'll know.
Previously, you mentioned there may have been more to my mother's passing than consumption. It appears you were right.
Oh dear. I'd hoped to be wrong.
She was unstable, mentally unwell. She required sustained, specialized treatment, but her madness persisted.
I knew that Violet had disappeared from the public eye, but had no idea of her suffering. I cannot imagine what you're feeling.
I'm fine.
Alright, well.
Thank you, Mr. Vogel. I am curious to see what you have procured.
Okay. Headed back to the old house. See what this mysterious package is all about. I think there's probably a better choice to make in that case. Maybe you do help the refugees after all. I'm mainly having second thoughts because I don't trust Vogel either. Well, what you gonna do? Not like there was really a good choice. Okay. Oh. What?
It's a bizarre object, and yet oddly familiar.
Did you just remember something?
Yes. A room full of curiosities and artifacts. I think I can find it in the manor.
Sherlock. So, you continue to pursue the imaginary. I had hoped you might have got all this out of your system by now.
Mycroft.
Oh, yep.
What are you doing here? Get out of my house.
It's my house, actually. I've come to bring you back.
I have no interest in returning, let alone with you. I know you lied about Mother all these years, claiming she was merely ill, but she was unstable. She never had tuberculosis. She was not recuperating, but mentally deteriorating, and you never once thought to tell me. How dare you?
I shall not indulge this petulant tantrum. You can just tire yourself out and then slink back to London with your tail between your legs.
Just tell me everything. I'm an adult now. Show me the basic courtesy of an explanation. You know I will find out eventually.
The goal was stability, and that's what you got. The right thing for everyone was to try and move on from her passing.
The consequences of one's actions determines what is right or wrong.
Yes, exactly. The ends justify the means. After leaving Cordona, Sherlock, you had a normal childhood. In London, I was able to support you, guide you, shape you into a fine and productive young man. You have so much potential, so much to offer society.
But that's not the end. Now I found the truth, and it has shattered everything I knew about her, about you, and about myself. I feel unstable because of you. Your actions were not justified. Lying never is.
Oh, grow up, Sherlock. It was a white lie which has as much use in the realm of the interpersonal as the international. It is time you come to accept that some things are bigger than yourself.
Oh, you are full of it. You like to pretend you care about the big picture, but it's just an ego trip. You like knowing more than others. You like greasing palms and rubbing shoulders with the rich and powerful. You like having eyes and ears everywhere. The fact it helps the nation is incidental, because all you care about is yourself.
It's true. I have agents everywhere, including Cordona. If you weren't so damn stubborn, you'd realize that means I'm only here for you.
Suddenly it's laid out again. Alright. Well, we could go look for the curiosity room, but it's about that time anyways, so... I think we'll call it here.